presentation.
Good afternoon, or good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
I want to talk this evening just a little bit about one of my favorite things. And one of my favorite things is leadership. I love to watch someone, especially in Toastmasters, I love to watch someone give that first speech. Then I like to see them when they're at that fifth speech. And then I like to see the total transformation by the time they get to that 10th speech. Nothing resonates more in me than watching someone grow and watching someone develop. To me, that's what leadership means. A leader is someone who extends an area for people to grow into. A manager manages things. Leaders lead people. Managers manage things. Leaders lead people. And see, that's why I like to talk about Toastmasters. What's the theme or what's the motto of Toastmasters? Where leaders are made. You know, I love what Thomas J. Watson said about leaders. He said, nothing so conclusively proves a leader's ability to lead than what he does to lead himself. Nothing so conclusively proves a leader's ability to lead than what he does to lead himself. What does that mean? All you have to do is sit back most of the time and watch. If you sit back and watch someone, you know, just like there's a lot of people that will never read a Bible. Would you all agree? There's people that will never read a Bible. So who do those people who do not read Bibles, who do they read? They read people. They read the Christians who are following that book. And if that example is wrong, see, that can turn a whole lot of people off toward what you got going on. But see, if it's positive, people will begin to catch on, you see. And I've come up with 3 specific things that a leader needs. And I'm going to share those with you tonight. 3 specific things that a leader needs. The first thing that a leader needs is a vision. You know, I say, without a vision, my people will perish. So you got to be able to start with your vision. You see, when I was a kid, one of the things I loved to do is put together a puzzle. And it was always great fun as we would tear into the box and put the pieces down, and then we would begin to put that puzzle together. And see, the only way we would know how to put that puzzle together is by looking at the box. Looking at the complete picture. See, that's no more than what a vision is. It's a complete picture, the end result of how you want to look. When it's all said and done, how do you want to look? You have to hold that vision dear to yourself. You have to hold that vision very near and dear to yourself. You see, the next thing that a leader needs to create the culture. And by that, what I mean is, if you come to North Jack's Toastmaster Club, that feeling that you get when you're here, that's the culture. And a leader is responsible for that culture. See, I was a United States Marine, and we had 2 leadership objectives. The primary leadership objective was mission accomplishment. All this means is, by all means, we have to accomplish the mission. The next thing, the second objective of leadership is troop welfare. And basically what troop welfare is taking care of the people who are taking care of you. A leader is always one who's giving back to the people. He's no more than a glorified servant. You have to take care of the people who are taking care of you. A leader can never do anything alone. He's always dependent on people following him. So those people who choose to follow you, because they have a choice, there's always a choice. But those people who choose to follow you, to follow your lead, you have an obligation as a leader to take care of those people. around them that you think they're smarter than you. But you have to have those people. You have to have an executive board. You have to have that executive council that you can turn to and bounce ideas off of. That mastermind group that you can get together with and bounce ideas off of. See, these three things are all you have to have as a leader. And I went today and I was looking up leadership quotes. I'm a quote master, if you will. But I was looking up leadership quotes. And I saw a quote by a guy named Max Dupree, a writer. And Max Dupree said, the first responsibility of a leader, is to define reality. It's to define reality. Now, what is reality? See, reality can be anything that you want. So when we set out this year, we set out to be distinguished. But see, that wasn't good enough. Then we said, okay, maybe select distinguished. And again, that wasn't good enough. Jared Powers, he said, I believe we can make it to President's Distinguished. And he would not stop until we got to President's Distinguished. You see, that's a leader. That's a leader. He was able to see beyond the first step of distinguished, way beyond the second step of select distinguished. See, these weren't good enough. His vision was to become a President's Distinguished Division. And that's exactly what we came up with. See, as a leader, I can't take the credit. As much as I would like to take that credit, I can't take that credit. I had great people, area governors, assistant area governors. Scott Gammon is another guy that was one of those guys I bounced ideas off of. I think he's smarter than myself, but I'm not going to tell him that right away. But see, we would be able to ride down to Orlando when we would head to the deck meeting and be able to bounce ideas off of each other. We would throw out one thing and we would find all the reasons why it would or wouldn't work. And when we found the key to what we were looking for, we honed in on that. And we weren't going to stop until we got it. So I'd like to present some ribbons this evening to some great leaders to whom at all costs are the reasons why we had a President's Distinguished at that division. So if you would, please join me in welcoming, first I'll introduce our area governor, Area 13, Scott Gammon. We're going to give him a ribbon that says that this is the home of the Area 13 governor.
The little thing in the middle, the round thing.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right,
my
wait.
God.
All right.
Thank you, Scott. And the next person I'd like to honor is the man that I think was almost single-handedly responsible for our division being distinguished, President's Distinguished. And I have no doubt in my mind that this gentleman is going to take this division to President's Distinguished again. And if you will, just give me a couple of seconds to talk about this great guy here, Jared Powers. Just two minutes. Can I get 2 minutes on the clock, please? You see, Jared's one of those people I was talking about when I said when you watch someone to know what they do. You see, everything begins with a thought, right? Everything begins with a thought. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your character, and then your character becomes your destiny. See, I watch Jared, and I don't have to tell you how long it took to tell you what he thinks. by what he has produced. He's a husband, he's a father, and most importantly, he's a man of his word. Those are very powerful things as leaders. Jared Powers, he's a great leader. He's a great leader, and I think he operates on the objective of no fear. Of no fear. They say, I love 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, we were not given the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Those are all the qualities that Jared Power has. So if you would, please join me in welcoming your next Division A governor who's going to take us again to President's Distinguished, Jared Power.